welcome to my pick a card channel, the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy and I'm here with a pick a card reading for you. And today's pick a card topic is actually an interesting topic because it's about a plot twist that you don't see coming. So what is about to change in your life? What don't you see coming into your life? Maybe who is coming into your life? What shifts and changes can you expect? We do have 3 piles to choose from today. We have pile number 1 here with the changed in the night. We have pile number 2 with forget who you are. And we have pile number 3 with keeping up. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there could be messages waiting today from Spirit. You can be drawn to multiple piles as well. Just use your discernment. Don't try to make a message fit. If a message resonates with you, you'll know that it's your message. And if it doesn't, you can try a different pile or a different reading altogether. I do have a very large library of readings to choose from. But for today's topic, again, it's about a plot twist, a change you don't see coming into your life. Pile 1, pile 2, pile number 3. Of course, my timestamps are always listed below. But I do want to take a moment to welcome my returning subscribers. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for your beautiful comments. And thank you for the way that you support each other in the comment section as well. I just see so many people commenting on other people's comments and sort of showing, you know, I've been there as well. So this is the type of community that I wanted to build when I started this channel. And I'm so happy that you're here and I'm so happy that you're helping me to create that. If you are new to the channel, we would love to have you join our beautiful soul family by subscribing to the channel. And as a thank you for your presence here, I do like to offer a chance to win a free reading. And the only way that I can figure out how to do this, I have had a problem with my winners reaching out to me. But how I've been doing this is that I will choose at random one of the comments beneath any of my videos this month. And I will, if you're chosen the winner, I will respond to your comment underneath your comment, and then I give you clear directions on how to reach out to me via one of the links that I have beneath one of my videos. I will never send unsolicited messages to Instagram, for instance, or anywhere on YouTube. I don't do that. So if you do have people sending you messages on Instagram claiming to be the Tarot Cottage, Instagram seems to be kind of filled with a bunch of copycats right now. So be sure that you're keeping yourself safe. I will never do that. So if you are chosen as the free reading winner, I will leave a comment underneath your comment with directions on how to reach out to me. I will never ask for payment. So be sure to protect yourself. But also feel free to drop your comment below. Make sure you hit your notification bell so that if you are chosen, we can get the ball rolling and you'll be able to get your reading. I would love to read for you. If you're new to the channel, be sure to be subscribed. Be sure to hit your notification bell. And please feel free to drop your comment as well because I would love to read for you and love to have you as a part of this soul family. But for today's pick a card topic, what is about to change? What is the plot twist you do not see coming into your life? Pile 1, pile 2, pile number 3. I'm going to jump into pile number 1. Hi, pile 1. You were drawn to changed in the night, number 11. It says you have changed quickly, and this is your reading. What is a plot twist that you do not see coming into your life? What changes are coming in? Now, this card, changed in the night, reminds me of something my mom used to always say when I was a teenager and things were going terribly and I thought the world was coming to an end. And she would always say, you know, Amy, things can change overnight. And she was right. I hate to say that now, but she was absolutely right. And they're speaking about changes that are coming in like this. Like one day it's one way, the next day it's a completely different experience is here. So you could be struggling and then the next day something amazing happens and you're all of a sudden in a brand new reality, in a brand new timeline. So let's take a look here. Justice speaks to doorways, it speaks to opportunities, it speaks to things coming to a conclusion for you as well, which might be a good sign. What is about to change, please, for pile number 1? Plot twist that they do not see coming. The 10 of Coins. The 5 of Cups. The World. The 3 of Cups. This is very interesting already. it literally speaks to what the first position card talks about. 10 of coins, then the 5 of cups, then the world, then the 3 of cups. This 5 of cups is the outlier already in this spread, because this is loss, this is sadness, this is grief that somebody could be experiencing. And yet it's being literally surrounded by the world and success and reasons to celebrate. The 10 of coins, which is abundance. So it's like a period of grief that literally switches into celebration. We have the 7 of cups. Back of the deck, we have the 5 of swords, and then we have the high priestess. And they're letting you know, here at the 5 of swords, we have the high priestess, then the lovers. Your high priestess is asking you to look at the full spectrum of the whole situation and not just the grief or the sadness or disappointment that you could be currently sitting in. Because this is very recent past energy. So I feel like you could be sitting right here and your guides are asking you to shift into this mindset, because things will change very quickly for you. And honestly, I feel like they're changing for you within this next couple of months. I feel like by the new year, you have something to celebrate. And of course, this is a timeless reading. We like to emphasize that this is a timeless reading. So whenever you fall or come across this reading, they're still specifying that time frame. But I'm recording this reading at the very end of October 2025. So I feel like by 2026, for instance, everything's shifting and changing for you. And I love that we have the 7 and the 3 of cups, because this is the 10 of cups. This is abundance. This is belonging. This is like understanding perhaps why we had to go through what we went through in loss, in grief, to get to where we needed to go. There's a little bit of a confusion surrounding it still that exists. But we could be sitting right now in this conflict of the 5 of swords. You could be going through it. Your ego could be telling you not to trust this reading. Your ego could be telling you to kind of sink into sadness or disappointment. And your higher self is saying, let's capitalize upon our strength now. They're asking you to rally just for a little bit longer, to hold on to your focus, to hold on to your strength. You're almost there. You're almost there to have these changes coming in. Here's the 8 of swords. And it's like you're afraid you're afraid to feel excited. You're afraid to be happy. You're afraid to let yourself relax because you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. Maybe you're waiting for more disappointment. But Spirit says this isn't a physical prison. This is a mental one now. And they're not denying the impact that the grief cycles have had on you, but this is a mental prison now. And they want to give you the security. That's why they start out with the 10 of Pentacles. This is a beautiful confirmation from Spirit about what you're fighting for. You're not just fighting for clarity, but you're also fighting for the security in this situation. Now, the 10 of Coins, because I'm reading for the collective, there's going to be so many different aspects or different messages that come through that, depending on your situation, you'll have to kind of plug in the reasoning. This 10 of Pentacles can represent career and job and abundance. It can represent family and security in that type of abundance. I almost feel like for someone, even when you get the good news, you're waiting 3 months before you actually feel like you can celebrate. So that gives me a sense of maybe even children coming into someone's life. Because Spirit says even when the good news comes, your ego's still there trying to reason with you not to get excited. And Spirit wants you to get excited. They say you have the option not to, but they're saying you have to live this time anyway, so you might as well let yourself enjoy it. They're saying that there's a feeling of emotional confusion wrapped up in the losses of the past where you're not sure if you should let yourself enjoy it. Or maybe you feel guilty about enjoying it. But Spirit says we have to live this time anyway. And it's the difference between surrendering to the joy or surrendering to the confusion or the option of joy. When really what you want to do is celebrate. You want to shout it from the rooftops. You're so happy. People are happy for you. I actually feel like the good news that's coming in, people might throw you a party or you might have like a celebration as in association with it. But there's like uncertainty even after we get the good news. Maybe we don't know if we're capable. Maybe we don't trust in that good news. Here's the Lovers. They are confirming that relationships could be playing a role here. So again, this good news could be meeting somebody that we really connect with after a heartbreak or after a loss. Someone that we feel really connected to, but it makes us feel a little bit vulnerable. They're talking here, though, about a stubborn focus connected to a lack of support or a lack of good news, because this can be grief. So again, if it's connected to relationships and it's connected to grief, it could be about the relationships that we've lost. It could be about people that we've lost as well. Here's the Eight of Pentacles. Now, they're speaking here about opportunities. These could be workplace opportunities as well. Again, especially if you've been experiencing financial struggles, if you have lost a position, or you don't feel supported in your position. There is this feeling about looking for opportunities. They're again asking us to look at the positives, because all of a sudden we have reasons to celebrate. But there's a feeling of like your ego coming in saying you might sabotage this, or something could happen that could wreck this abundance for you. And that could also be where the 3-month time frame comes in. Sometimes the 3-month time frame could speak to pregnancies and, you know, getting through that first trimester. Sometimes the 3-month time frame could speak to the period of time when we start a new position and we're in that state where they're not sure if they're going to keep us or not, for instance. But Spirit says this is all your fears. They're like, these are temporary states. And even the state that you're in with the Five of Cups, that is still a temporary state. They want to remind you, no matter what you're grieving, that things can change overnight, and they are going to change overnight. Everything changes like that. We may not acknowledge it or recognize it in that way, because sometimes it can feel like forever before we get to this place of security and abundance. But truly, everything happens in an instant. So this state is temporary. Do not, as they hold the Five of Swords in their arms, do not look back from what they're delivering you from, even if the ego tells you to. Because the ego is going to remind you, well, yeah, brace yourself, because remember what happened last time. Brace yourself because maybe you don't feel like you're enough. Brace yourself because you've lost in the past. But this is your higher self coming forward and saying, brace yourself for abundance instead. This Nine of Wands showcasing itself here, it's a form of strength, and we can choose to surrender to that old grief, or we can choose to brace ourselves for positive impacts in the future. Because they're trying to get you to a place of arrival. And again, there's like doubts that we hold on to for a long period of time until we reach that sense of security, until we're sitting in that position, until we're holding that person in our arms. Sometimes we don't believe it until the physical proof is in our hands. But your guides are saying it doesn't matter if you believe it or not. That's truly what they're saying. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not, because things are shifting in a very positive way for you, regardless of current conditions. This emotional fear, this emotional loss, this lack of support, this grief energy, it's already been overcome. Back of deck is the King of Swords. And there's the Devil energy. And the King of Swords is like the ultimate leader in logic. He holds on to rigid views. And again, he has the choice to whether or not he wants to hold on to a rigid view towards success, or the rigid view towards attachment, fear, worries. But the good news is that these chains around our neck that we forged through all of these experiences are very loose. And we can take them off whenever we choose to, because it's already still getting us to a place of arrival and victory for you. They're speaking here about this Page of Swords. The Page of Swords can be like a childlike energy, for instance. It's also kind of a student or a gatherer of information. They want to remind you that that's what you are here. You're an observer. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by loss, they're saying that we have the ability to step away from it for a moment and to even reason with ourselves and give ourselves the possibilities of abundance coming in. Even if we can shift from loss to like, I have a willingness to admit that there's the possibility that I could have everything that I'm looking for, that all of my desires are going to come true, and that this is just a temporary period that is meant to help forge strength inside of me. Things are changing overnight. Again, you will get that job if that's what you're worried about. You will enter into the relationship if that's what you're worried about. You will have a family if that's what you're worried about. It's like we don't trust it for a while until the proof is in the pudding. We have here, be generous of spirit, the lion spirit. And the generosity can go both ways. They keep showing me childlike energy for someone as well. We have the rhino spirit, overcoming any obstacles. And they're talking about forgiveness too, forgiving people, forgiving ourselves, forgiving the past. It makes me feel very emotional in what you're moving through and what you're forging, what you're plowing through actually with the rhino spirit. But they're also talking about, we have bobcat spirit, life is a mystery. The bobcat for me is about looking beyond the immediate appearances of things. But they're also highlighting symbiotic relationships. Again, an emphasis on relationships playing a major role here. So supporters, friends in your life, family, loved ones, relationship cycles very much being implicated here too. We have the boar and the pumpkin. It says confidence. I always think of October with the boar. I feel like the effort you're putting in now to, even the effort towards the grief, the effort you're putting in now is going to have huge implications later. And they're actually highlighting masculine energy, again, playing a role, also and connected to children. They're highlighting boys, so please take that as it resonates. We also have the butterfly and the snowdrop, hope. Oh my goodness, I love that. We also have the otter and the cattail. It says peace. And they're showing the cattails here. They're talking about a freedom from this terrible prison of the mind and moving into a state of peace. But their butterfly, they're talking about the worthwhile journey of the painful experience. And how it's a painful experience for the butterfly to transition, but it's so worth that journey. And they say that what you're achieving, the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups, there's a sense of belonging, there's a sense of arrival, there's a sense of security, abundance, and it's so worth what we're going through in the present moment. They're also speaking about like a loving, supportive community or family is really important to you. They're showing like the otters not wanting things to fly away or to drift away from us. And I'm hearing that song, I don't remember the name of it, but it's like, we drifted to survive. I wanted you to stay, but I let you drift away. So there's a feeling of loss that does come in. But we have abundance. When your heart's intention is to serve humanity, doors of abundance naturally open. Opportunity showcasing itself or reasons to celebrate within this next couple of months for you, Pile 1. We have inner alchemy that is achieved when you react to fear with love. And that's how we bring ourselves back to balance. They're not denying that when good news comes in and we've just experienced negativity, that we aren't waiting and bracing ourselves for the impact of loss. But Spirit says when you feel yourself and you catch yourself in that moment of fear, they say shift your focus back to love. Shift your focus back to the moment of gratitude. Shift your focus back to the moment that everything changed and your perspective shifted, even if it only lasted a moment. Back of the deck says Gaia, connect to the pulse of Mother Earth and she will guide you through this time of change. I also can't deny that there could be a really strong impact towards like reasons to celebrate within pregnancy for someone watching as well. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 1. If you're new to the channel, I do end each reading with a charm cast, starting with Teeny Tiny Tarot. 8 of Cups coming through, feeling like you're really dissatisfied over the last few months, maybe even upwards of a year. Maybe dissatisfied with relationships, or what's happening is impacting your relationships. But Spirit says that the worst is almost behind you. We're moving into more satisfaction. We're moving into more empowerment. And they're actually saying what's happening next is going to empower your relationship cycles as well. I want you to be very gentle with yourself during this time too. We have burnout. We also have the Divine Feminine sitting, flat on her back. I'm also getting a message for someone very specific about like bed rest or something. We have L and U. We have made with love. Children could be a factor here for someone watching. After loss, perhaps. We have Aries. We have the screw. We also have the hatchet, a symbol of the tree of life, this 10 of Pentacles. They say don't pull your seeds out just yet, so to speak. We also have music. And music, honestly, maybe being utilized in a negative way. Like sometimes when we're sad and we listen to sad music, it just precipitates that even more. It brings us into more despair. So you could be listening to like some negative things or negative music right now, just because you feel drawn to it in your sadness. Pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading, and we'll be able to get words of encouragement back to you as well in that way. I thank you for all of your beautiful comments up to this point. Feel free to drop them below so that you can be entered in to win that free reading. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading, and I do update that shop daily, so keep checking back. But I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to forget who you are. Conditioning falls away. Memory no longer defines you. And this is your reading. What is about to change in your life? What is the plot twist that you do not see coming? Now, there's an emphasis on this little fawn, of course. This speaks here to like changes that are coming in, where your whole life changes, perhaps. Maybe your location changes. Maybe your priorities change here as well. So we're going to take a look and see. I'm going to use the Shadowscapes Tarot for you today. We have the 3 of Swords we're starting out with first. Plot twist that they do not see coming in, please. We have the 8 of Wands. We have the Ace of Wands. You have been perhaps inspired to do something for a long time. There's been an inspiration for you, and it could be in movement, like making a wish come true, making a desire come true. You've been inspired for a long time, and it's almost like you're inspired by like independence, or maybe you've been independent for a really long time. Here's the 4 of Cups. Here we have the 2 of Swords. Can we get one more for the 2 of Swords, please? Here's the Ace of Swords. Back of the deck we have the 7 of Pentacles, the Judgment. Let's clarify this as we go forward. Here's the 7 of Swords. The 2 of Cups. The 6 of Wands. We have the 6 of Swords showing itself. It feels like you've been disappointed by certain things in your life that have not, it's like you've been waiting to complete something. And maybe you're waiting for another person to join you in this dream, to join you in movement, to join you in elevation. It's like you've been really patient waiting for the right person or the right circumstances or the right conditions before you take what inspires you and what equals success to you and really launching it. And there's the 3 of Cups. Here's the Magician, and there's the Empress. There's a really strong emphasis on this plot twist being your change in attitude and the way in which you approach this inspiration. Now, as I said in pile 1, because I'm reading for the collective, the inspiration is going to look different for everyone. But there's an emphasis here on like movement, bringing my life to the place and the conditions in which I really want to see myself. So maybe it's about buying a house or having a child, and we're like waiting for a partner to complete that pretty picture. But there's an emphasis here on the Ten of Swords, and I saw the Ten of Swords as I was shuffling through as well, about having to adjust our expectations, having to adjust the plan for ourselves, and coming up with a new solution. I see like a wish being fulfilled. And it's connected to like relationships in some way. It's connected to, just get another deck here. It's connected to relationships. I feel like maybe the people in our relationship cycles have been hot and cold about being with us in this inspiration, or going with us on this journey, so to speak. And we've been inspired by this old plan, this old idea that this can only be completed under certain conditions. I can only take this trip, or I can only move, or I can only buy a house, or I can only have a child when and if I have a partner that's standing there with me. And Spirit says that you're kind of taking on this independent, proactive approach, because you're shifting your perspective. And that's the big change that I feel like you don't see coming. The plot twist is the changes that are happening within you, and how you've been disappointed that certain things haven't come to fruition naturally. And so you are now taking on this responsibility of like, what have I been waiting for? Why am I waiting? I'm living in this moment. I need to act now. We're not promised tomorrow. Why am I waiting? The memory of like the sweet picture of like waiting for something to return to us, it's no longer defining you. That's where that card comes from. You're no longer waiting for other people. You're taking action upon the inspiration that you want. You've been waiting too long. And Spirit says here that you hold the key here. Here's the Nine of Cups. There's a wish fulfillment that you are bringing about because of the actions that you take. You're not waiting for anyone else. For some, it's movement. Like you could be moving locations despite relationships. Like there's relationships that you could be in or recently were in that were hot and cold about this progress. They were on the fence about whether or not they wanted to move, or they wanted to start a family, or they wanted to have success in the way that you've been inspired towards success. And maybe you've been waiting for them to be hot for it. But now Spirit says you're changing in the night. You are the one you are reconditioning yourself, because there's this preconceived idea of what success looks like, and you've been waiting for the perfect conditions, but you are the perfect condition. There's a revelation of like, I don't belong here coming for you. Like, I don't belong here. I'm readjusting my expectations because I've been disappointed, because I've been holding space here, but I've been disappointed. And maybe I've been doubting and lying to myself or gaslighting myself into believing that sacrificing this inspiration or sacrificing this dream is enough for me and I will be satisfied. But it's not enough. You won't be satisfied until you get to that place of advancement. And you've been waiting long enough. The Three of Cups is about this domino effect, maybe created and inspired by disappointment and wait and wishful thinking. Wishful thinking towards relationships, wishful thinking towards family energies. Spirit says you don't have to chase that anymore. And that's what you're coming to realize. It's like, I can have what I want. I just have to redefine my own terms and conditions. It's like, I can go anywhere I want. I can plant myself wherever I choose to. I can have the dreams afforded to me. I can have the career that I'm looking for. I can have the home that I'm looking for. I can have a family. And they're actually saying that in this domino effect, which is really beautiful for you, is that this is like, it feels like with the sixes, they're supposed to be collaborative. So this could be a path where you're like, I was supposed to collaborate with another person on this path. That's what I was supposed to do. That's what the collective told me. That's what I've been holding out for. That's what I've been waiting for. But that's getting boring. And I'm over that now. That's what's coming in. This huge change in your perception. That's what's coming in. It's like, I'm over this. But what's beautiful here is that when you start to choose your destiny and when you start to choose your inspirations and acting upon them, there is a domino effect that leads you right back to connection, leads you right back to emotionally supportive relationships, leads you back to the type of connections and outcomes that ultimately matched your first frequency, just with completely different conditions and completely different people. There's a beautiful domino effect that happens because joy begets joy. And when you lean back into the inspirations that bring you a sense of joy, all of a sudden it starts to beget more joy for you. There's a huge upgrade coming in because you call your energy back and you control all the elements on the table. You are manifesting this. And that's why Spirit says you should see this plot twist coming. You should see this change in your attitude. We have the Sun coming out reversed, which is speaking about frustrating delays, highlighting this little child sitting here on the horse. And I mean, the acknowledgement too that we've always had the freedom to choose, but sometimes we have this conditioning in our head about how things are supposed to go and how our lives are supposed to evolve, that we have to break through that indoctrination or those ideas. Because the change that's happening for you is this willingness to fight for my dreams, my desires. It's like I'm no longer waiting. I've waited long enough. The Seven of Pentacles is an impatience card. I want to reap the benefit of this harvest. I want to experience things. I want the desires of my heart to be fulfilled, because this is just a wish until we turn it into a goal, and that's what you're doing. You are forgetting who you are. The conditioning is falling away. That's not going to define you anymore. You're going to turn your wish and turn it into a goal. There's the Magician. Ooh, I feel like you could also be traveling. Like there's a sense of like just taking the inspiration and running with it. The plot twist is you. The plot twist is you taking action. I feel like somebody could be exploring the possibility of going to school, maybe traveling, taking a really important vacation that we've been putting off. Again, there's a wish fulfillment here connected to relationships and family and children for some as well. But you're not waiting anymore. You're not waiting for the perfect conditions. There's the Three of Cups. Here's the Nine of Swords. Now, they're not saying that this path is free of fear. But fear is not real. Truly, we invent it in the collective energy. The fear is like a habit that we've formed. It's the ruminating thoughts that come in that make us doubt, that make us hesitate, that make us continue to wait and deny ourselves. But this Queen of Wands sitting here, and they're talking about bad luck, like they're saying that there's like this fear that gets thrown around in your mind about having a bad luck experience or not having a good time or not feeling abundant overall. But that's just here to perpetuate this cycle. And instead, we're shifting into abundance. We're shifting into celebration. I feel like you're moving. And I can't deny that you may choose to move away from current relationships too. You might just leave them in the dust. We have Horse Spirit. Freedom is yours. And you always have a choice, Spirit says. Sometimes we don't feel like we do, but that's the conditioning. Spirit says forget all that. That conditioning may have been instilled in you in your childhood. They're also saying that it's almost like you're afraid in the past to speak on these desires. It's like you've been on the same kind of roller coaster over and over and over again, that you're afraid to speak on these desires, trying to stay confident for other people. We have the Rhino Spirit came out in pile 1. It says you're overcoming any obstacle. Whenever I see a rhino, I do think of children, so please take that as it resonates. Back of the deck says, make your dreams real. You are weaving your own destiny. And there's something beautiful about the spider because it's born with the innate ability to know how to do it, how to weave that web, just like you. And Spirit says, don't be afraid to ask people in your life for help necessarily. They want you to be like asking friends, for instance, for support. Just because you're choosing to take inspiration and running with it doesn't mean you have to do it alone. You can ask your guides to be there with you as well. This is going to lead to upgrades for you in every area of your life. We have change. As with falling leaves, it's time to embrace it. Because time waits for no one, and you've been waiting long enough. And as I said, because I'm reading for the collective, this inspiration is going to look different for everyone. We have Serenity. Value the quiet days with only the rustling leaves breaking the silence. Now, this card comes in here. We have Dream on the back of the deck. Have a cup of tea in the garden and find yourself in a good book. They're talking about creative feedback that's coming in for you in your dreams, that is acting as the inspiration, that's speaking to your heart about what you need to do. But they're saying value the quietness now, because things are moving into a different world. You're moving into a different world, especially if this has to do with like movement, travel, even children. Value the quiet days, because you may have they may be few and far between in the future because you have so much more going on. Let's get a charm bowl for pile number 2, please. Four of Pentacles, Hanged Man reversed. They're saying that like certain people that are supposed to be collaborators in our lives have kind of acted as a bit of a traitor to our own inspiration, or we've allowed our attachment to people to make us be traitors to our own inspiration and our own dreams. We may have told ourselves we'll deal with that later. We're trying to rush through the fears and concerns. It's like the obstacles that we've been hitting, or other people holding us back from certain things. They're actually talking about how this could impact your home. You may be moving specifically. Maybe even moving into a different city, to be honest with you. And there could be people in your life, when they see you moving forward, that think that you're the traitor. Because you're finally speaking up for what you want and you're taking action towards what you want. So they could be throwing themselves into a victimhood. Spirit says, stay focused. You are being prepared. That's what this whole situation has been doing for you. It was preparing you in the delays to see things as they are. To not to rely on old conditioning or what we believe to be the right path for ourselves, but to see things as they are. We have the butterfly of transformation. We have the spoon, being spoon-fed information. I also think of children. We have E, N, S, and A, and a chain of events that could affect our life, but also insecurity and change. Thou shalt not take the name of thy Lord thy God in vain is the commandment in the bowl. Pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Please drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading, and be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can notify you and we can get the ball rolling. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading as well, and I do update that shop daily. Please consider liking this video, sharing this video. It helps me to bring you more content, and I really hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 3. You are drawn to the Keeping Up card, immense effort and advancement. And this is your reading. What is about to change in your life? What is the plot twist you do not see coming? Now, this card almost gives a reference to how you have been putting effort into change, but maybe you just haven't seen change. Maybe you feel like you've been overlooked in life in certain areas, maybe in the career realm or in love. So let's take a look and see. I'm going to use the Affirmators Tarot for you to begin. What is the plot twist that pile 3 does not see coming into their life? Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups, and we have the 10 of Swords coming out together, so we're going to keep those guys together. Here's the 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands went in the exact same position in pile number 2. There could be a message there waiting for you. We have the High Priestess. We have Death. We have the 4 of Wands. Here is the 4 of Pentacles. And we have the 2 of Cups. I'm going to clarify this as we go forward. What do I want to use this one? Ooh, we have the King of Pentacles with the 3 of Pentacles. We have the 4 of Pentacles. The King of Swords. The Magician. the Seven of Wands. Back of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Cups. Okay, so there's a lot of different messages coming through here, so please take the messages as they resonate with you and leave behind those that do not. There's a couple of different major themes that I'm feeling coming in from the collective, and so there could be multiple messages that do come through. I almost feel bad about bringing up certain plot twists that you don't see coming right now, because I feel like it could be connected to your relationships. And I feel like this immense effort you've been putting in is maybe connected to a relationship or connected to building upon a relationship. They're talking about that there's already things in the works for you. You're just noticing that the High Priestess is winking at us. And then we have this King of Swords. This King of Swords is someone who is a leader in communication, somebody who's taking a lead and asking a question, perhaps. We have a lot of emphasis on communication coming through, and empowerment, and changes that lead to our empowerment, and honestly changes that lead to like celebrations and people that come together to celebrate with us. And there's an emphasis here now on the 7 and the 4 being the justice. It's like being justified for all the effort, the patience that we've shown, right? With here, I just kept hearing slow and steady wins the race. And I feel like you've been waiting. I feel like they're talking about a symbiotic relationship, and a relationship that works very, very well with this 4 of Pentacles. I feel like you could be moving in with someone, and if you're already living with someone, it could be progressing beyond that. For instance, we could be getting asked a question to start building upon a foundation. If you are just dating someone right now, again, you could be moving in with them, or they could ask you to move in with them. And that's already in the planning. This person's just trying to navigate how to bring that forward. And they're taking their time because they want to get it right, or they want to articulate it correctly. Because there's such an emphasis on the Knight of Cups coming out with the 10 of Swords, and they're not exactly copacetic energies. Like, they don't necessarily go together, right? We have these oak leaves, which are a symbol of strength. We also have this Emperor Penguin who's all knighted up, and the Emperor Penguin is the story around the Emperor Penguin is the fact that the masculine penguin, the male penguin, is the one that incubates the egg, incubates the potential, while the female goes out and hunts and fishes for a few months. So there's like a reference to how they are incubating potential, but maybe they're not going at the time frame, or they're not taking the path that you think that they should take, or that your expectations were anticipating. It's like your expectations might have to be adjusted, but there is some type of offer coming in, and they're asking you to capitalize and rely on your strength at this time because you have been waiting and you're getting frustrated with that. But your higher self is saying things are actually in motion towards major change that is going to empower you, and you're going to celebrate it. They're actually talking about readiness and how this person, they're trying to build up the courage, or they're trying to build up their sense of confidence to be determined to push through. But there is a determination to bring forward this change for you. And you may be feeling like, oh, I guess they've forgotten about me, or they're not going to ask me, or they're not going to give me what I'm looking for. But there's a very positive turn of events that brings you into such a beautiful position. It's an offering that brings a lot of peace in your heart and fills up that cup. I feel like you're in love. If you're not in love, you're going to fall in love. If you're already in love, you could be moving in with this person, because there is definite movement. And it's propelling you towards this major change. If you're already living together, for instance, then I feel like you could be proposed to. And that's where I feel bad about letting you in on the plot twist that you don't see coming. But you actually do see it coming. You've been wanting it to come. You've been anticipating it. It's just not coming in the exact time frame or way that you thought. But this person is commitment oriented. Very commitment oriented. And Spirit says you don't have to feel like you're chasing anything, because you're the Empress. You speak for yourself. You don't have to worry about what is going to come forward in the future, or what you're bringing to the table, because you're the Empress and you speak for yourself. Here's the inspiration in the 7 of Swords. They're saying that the desire to move through this cycle quickly is coming from insecurity that does come from the past, of course. But things are progressing in the exact way that you want. And the whole reading is about plot twists that you don't see coming, but Spirit says you actually see this coming. Deep down, you know this is coming. You're just getting anxious about the time frame. And that time frame is coming up. And honestly, I feel like I'm going to try to get a time frame for you here, but it doesn't feel that far off. This person's just trying to build the courage. They could also have been honestly building up coin or saving money in anticipation for what's going to happen next, or the offerings that they're bringing forward next. And they're showing this Four of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. You notice that this Two of Cups, these two seahorses are all wrapped up together. So they're saying the temporary disappointment that you've experienced is going to be well worth it. And this is change that's also going to, it's also going to affect other people in a very positive way. It's also going to affect the Divine Masculine in a very positive way. There are reasons to celebrate. Here's the Six of Pentacles. The investment that you've put in is going to be well worth it, because now we have the reward growing. Now, Spirit says the movement, the advancement that you're seeing is actually going to take money, is what I'm hearing. It's going to take money. So again, the money that this person's saving to perhaps help with a moving process, or to bring forward an engagement ring, for instance, it's going to take money. So that's what the delay has been about. And we can internalize with our thoughts, with the Ten of Swords, why these delays are happening. But it's because they've been incubating on a secret. They've been sitting upon a truth that they know to be true. And Spirit's now showing you like a deer in the headlights. It's like you should see it coming, and you know when you see the headlights coming and the deer just freezes for some reason, they don't get out of the way. It's like they get mesmerized or they get frozen. That's what they're kind of showing you, is like a deer in the headlights. And they could be highlighting it actually to the Divine Masculine, but now we have the Sun, and there's the Knight of Cups. Romantic perhaps offers coming through. Offerings towards movement. Movement in a physical way to move in together, but also movement in a physical way to perhaps combine lives, bring our lives together. Now, the secondary message that I did have come through is surrounding the work realm, and somebody who's putting an immense effort into their work realm and trying to advance, but feeling like they're being overlooked. Again, Spirit says that the investments that you have made have not gone to waste, and there's going to be a major impact where it's, again, it says slow and steady that wins the race. It shows your determination. It shows your confidence. It shows your reliability. And then we have this King of Pentacles sitting in a new position. Now that feels like a secondary message to the first one, but that could resonate with someone as well. Again, all of the effort, all of the investments you've made are paying off in a big, big way. I just also got a reference to someone's playing the stock market for a really long time, paying off in a big way as well. Here's King of Pentacles, and there is the beautiful Wheel of Fortune. Turns events in your favor. And Spirit says, like, it's almost like we feel like we have to make things happen, but that's where Spirit is trying to get us to all step into this Empress energy, where we are allowing good things to come, where we're not letting our minds kind of interfere with the process, because good things are coming regardless. Advancement is coming. And this idea of like having to keep up with everyone, or it's like we're waiting to get to the position that we want to get to, whether it's in career or whether it's in our relationships. And Spirit says some of that's motivated by comparison, and we're always comparing ourselves to other people's situations. But Spirit says there's no need to compare. You are going to advance. And then they say you're going to have to come up with something else to fill this spot of that overthinking and that rumination. It's like then we're going to have to try to figure out something else to worry about, because our desires will have come true. Reasons to celebrate. And again, reasons to celebrate with other people. Other people coming together to celebrate with us. We have the Cat Spirit. It says claiming our independence. It's number 13. And perhaps keeping, and they're talking about claiming our independence from this chasing energy. Feeling like we're running out of time, worried about time frames. We have here the Spider Spirit, make your dreams real. And the back of the deck says, be fearless and bold, the Badger Spirit. We also see the Dolphin Spirit. This and that are true with the Dolphin Spirit. They say it's okay. We can have grief and joy coexist in the same breath. We can have a little bit of anxiety or fear And we can also hold on to the moment and enjoy each moment fully. So that's what they're encouraging you to do up until you see that huge shift or that huge change of events coming in for you. We do have the turtle here and the coriander. It says satisfaction. We have the turtle being referenced here with the Four of Wands too, because maybe you've been waiting a while for this. It's like you've been waiting for this advancement. You've been waiting for this plot twist to come in. And we also have the fox and the ivy, adaptability. Now, when I see the ivy, I think of being full grown and moving into like a full grown position. I also think of more information that's coming in for you. New enterprises. And they're highlighting the Aquarius, Libra, Gemini of the divine masculine quite heavily here as well. A lot of Leo coming through too. We also have the eel and the iris, safety, electricity, listening to your third eye, listening to your intuition and your higher self that is promising you changes. Back of the deck says the marten and the foxglove. It says mischief. There is something being hidden from you right this moment, but it's not nefarious. It's something that is being hidden for you for your benefit. It's like a secret that's being kept about what is coming. And it's for your benefit because it's ultimately going to thrill you, to be honest with you. It's going to surprise you. It's going to thrill you. Because even though this reading comes through and you may be anticipating this plot twist now, I think that the timing that they choose is going to be very specific, and I think you are going to be surprised. We have we don't tolerate less than what you deserve. And this specifically could be for the work realm, where you have been waiting. We have here the potential. The littlest key can open up the heaviest door. And we have discover, look at the early dewdrops before they disappear with the morning sun. So there are still very positive aspects that are coming in for you that you perhaps can't see yet when we get kind of thrust into the despair that this Ten of Swords can represent. It's like I've been waiting and my mind's telling me I'm going to have to wait forever, and I can have this emotional response to that. It's hard for us to see the forest through the trees when that happens. And so Spirit says there's still more to discover. There's still more to be grateful for in the present moment. And if we stay grateful in the present moment, that is how we are ready for when this change comes in. Being heavily influenced by others, perhaps, but we have the spoon coming in from the last reading. Let's get a charm bowl for pile number 3. Out of the bowl. 10 of Pentacles, security, abundance. Could be more financial abundance in the work realm as well, making more money. Could be the development of starting to build a life with another person. That's what I feel like the big plot twist is building a life with another person. Again, if you're not in a relationship right now, this is the plot twist. It's coming in for you, and you will be building a life with that person. We have the Knight of Cups and the Five of Cups. There is a sense of like worrying about other people's opinions or looking at the lives of other people and it influencing our perceptions. We have this Knight of Cups that comes in with an offer, a romantic offer perhaps. There is some vulnerability in the approach. There is a feeling of wanting to get to the other side of that bridge quickly so I don't have to worry anymore. But they say that we're kind of in this lost mindset, and what they want us to do is look for solutions in the present moment that will actually bring us back down to a grounding of positivity, making us feel secure, because that's what we're trying to cultivate or manifest for ourselves. We have J and F in the bowl with the letter V. It could be an initial. I also see the Hierophant with the letter V. We have luck on your side. We have the slow handsaw, and we have a little boy in the bowl. We also have here the honey cells, 4 are filled and 3 are not. So we may have already, again, in some cases, please take it as it resonates to your situation. In some cases, we've already entered into the relationship phase where we're living together, but there's still more to come. We still have more to build upon. We have looking at things from a higher perspective, and we do have the crystal clear intentions coming through. I feel like that clarity is coming in for you. I feel like a wish is being granted. All right, pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates. I am praying for you. Please feel free to drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me. Be sure to hit your notification bell as well so that I can notify you if you are chosen. You can check out my link for Etsy for a personalized reading, and that link is always updated below as well. Please feel free to share and like this video so that it can get get the content out there. I would love to have you share this video for me. I would really appreciate it. But I also hope that you come back and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day.